Okay, there we go. So, hi. As I said, my name is Damjan Mitrevski. I'm the creator and director of the TV show Agent 203. And I'm going to tell you basically the story, how it got made. Um, I'm not going to focus on the corporation, the international corporation, but mostly on the story, how it began. And I want to do that because I think it's an interesting how we got there, basically. So, how did it begin? Um, in 2016, our studio was working on a lot of projects, and including we were exploring basically with technical stuff. Like, for example, there was a project where we shot. We did a miniature set, and we shot it with cameras, and then added the characters in CGI. So basically, what the studio is about is like everybody else here, I guess, because everybody in this industry is because they're kids, they want to have fun with it, right? So that's the purpose of why we have the studio, and that's the goal of the studio, just to have fun. If we can make money out of it, then great. If we don't, then that's great too. So we were working on a lot of projects, and back then, as you can see here, we were working on Elena Favlor. It's a Disney project. We worked on Tarzan and Jane. It was a Netflix project, and Max Steel, and I'm not sure at the moment which season was from Max Steel, but it was fun. But anyway, so this was 2016, I guess, and after a while, in the middle, actually we were finishing up with the projects, I got a text message that said the studio that we were working with went bankrupt. So that created a big problem for us. And at the time, because all our projects were coming from this studio as a vendor, it was a big problem because we didn't have work. So that means we didn't get paid a lot of the money that was not paid to us. So it was a problem. So we decided how are we going to fix this problem, because as months went by, it created a lot of uncertainty with the studio, with the people that were working in the studio. Are we going to lay off people? What's going to happen? Nobody knew. So I decided with the majority of the team of the studio that we're going to create a distraction. So what's the distraction? And we said, okay, I'm going to create a show. I'm going to write it, and let's do a teaser for it so that we can give people something to do until we figure this out. So that gave us a few months to work on it. And once the decision was made, I started to get inspiration. My inspiration I took from my favorite show of all time, and that's Star Trek. And, as a kid from the 80s, I guess, this was our sci-fi back then. And in the same time, my wife was pregnant, and we just got the news that we're going to have a daughter. So I took inspiration from that too, and said, okay, I'm going to create something. I'm going to write something that is inspired by my favorite show, but also I'm going to create something for that when my daughter, gets older, I'm going to show something for her that I made, and hopefully she'll be proud, right? And my daughter doesn't care what I do, so it didn't work for now. Maybe when she gets older, she's going to appreciate it more, so hopefully, we'll see. So started writing it. I started developing the story, as we all do. We are just searching for ideas. I started writing on my phone, developing the characters. We wanted to see, who's the main character? We're gonna have a girl character. Okay, that was good. We need a villain, so we developed. I wrote down the Gore villain. Zoe needed a friend, so I wrote Toby. Toby was the neighbor. He was in love with Zoe, and blah blah blah, and all this basically came out as a plot for the movie, as the characters were developed. And then after that, I started writing the script for the teaser. So we were going to do all, this teaser. It was going to be great. We got it, wrote it, and then in the middle of it, we started developing the characters, so the art, and started exploring with a lot of alien characters, as we all do, because they're the most fun, I think, to make, because, you can do anything with it, right? And we developed, everybody had so much fun with it, the aliens with tentacles and robots and stuff like that, and it was going great. Everybody was just having fun with it. And we settled for this alien called Olav with a third eye, and a character, Zoe, was developed as a 16-year-old character. And the basic story was that her mother went missing, and she didn't know that she was an intergalactic agent, right? So we settled for that. We developed the secondary characters, the villain. We had Gore. We had his army. We went through phases of how it's going to look. Are they going to have tails, or are they going to be taller or shorter, or whatever? It was a fun moment developing this. And at the end, we developed the art for the environments. We developed the house. We played around with the neighborhood, where it's going to be located. We even developed the cinemap. We didn't need it. It was just for the teaser. We were never going to, build it in the entire city. But it was fun to explore and get the story as big as possible to answer all the questions that everybody had, basically. So we even developed, the intergalactic council chamber. We didn't have to do it. It was because the story was interesting and it was inspired by Star Trek, where they have the Federation of Planets. So we had, the intergalactic council, where the chamber where the council sits, basically. We never used it, but it was fun to do. And that was it. We started doing the 3D stuff. We started creating all the stuff, and it was done. We were ready to go in animation, and we were done. We were ready to go and do it. And now I'm going to show you the result of it. Bear with me, it's a 3-minute long.
We lost the signal, sir.
He must be close. Find him.
Bye, Dad.
Bye, Pumpkin. Have fun at school.
Oscar, hope you're not stuck again.
Al, let me explain.
Who are you?
Secret Agent Olaf from the Intergalactic Alliance, and I need that bracelet.
What? You're an alien and you're trying to rob me? No way, it was my mother's.
I know, Zoe. Your mother was Secret Agent Emma Miller, one of the Alliance's best.
Secret agent? She told me she managed a local Starbucks.
Well, you could say that she managed the nearest star system, so she wasn't that far from the truth. Now give it to me.
Listen, Greenface, I don't care who you are or your crazy story, but you are not getting the bracelet. Hey! Wow.
There are 3 bracelets. When they merge, they open a portal to the beginning of time. General Gore has one and wants to change the timeline of the entire universe and destroy trillions of species.
Why did she give it to me?
She knew it would be safe with you until now. One second, I think the catch is a little stiff.
Ow!
Sorry, do you have any soap or grease? Maybe we could slip it off your hand?
Well, looks like I'm coming with you.
Impossible! It's far too dangerous!
Okay, we'll stay here then.
And that's it. So, thank you. So it went great with the team in the studio. Everybody had fun. It served its purpose. Basically, it bought us a few months to do it, so until we get back on track. And it worked to a point where work was start to coming in. Things were getting back to normal. So we put this on the shelf because it was never meant to be shopped around or try to find financing for it. It was basically, okay, let's give somebody something to do to bring your attention to something else. Basically, just do the distraction, right? And then because not only that was not the only reason. The other reason was that we thought it's too expensive to be made, and in the European market, it was really difficult to find financing that something's going to be, with the budget that exceeds, let's say, preschool shows, right? So everybody's doing preschool shows, so that's the budget that we are looking for, and let's do that. So we already had a project like that. It was called Bruno and the Forest Squad. So we started working with this because this was our thing at the end of the day. And we were shopping this around for a few years, and then in 2019, I think, I got a call from a German production company saying, hey, we love Bruno. We want to sign a deal with Bruno for Bruno. And we were excited. Great, yes, let's do it, right? So we were in preparation to sign the deal, and then I got the call. And the call was, hey, we spoke with our broadcaster, and the broadcaster said that they want a project that has girl lead, adventurous, maybe sci-fi. Is there something that, you guys have? And I said, yes, we have it. It's exactly what we have. So, but I think it's too expensive to make. So, but let me, send it to you, and you can give me your thoughts on it, right? So, we sent it. We waited for it, and then a few days went by, and he called and said, "Hey, Super RTL from Germany are loving it, so they want to do it." but they want to explore, they want to dumb it down a little bit, make it for a younger audience, make it more, because your teaser is a little bit dark, the villain is too scary, we want to bring it down a little bit in the age, so can you do something about it? And we said, sure, okay, so back to work, right? Started working again on it, we played around with Zoe. This is Zoe 2.0. Basically, we made her a little different, a little bit, not much. We played around with Olav. We went for the classic alien, gray alien. I don't know how much you guys are in UFOs, but that's the general direction. That's an interesting topic, by the way. So we played around with the neighbor. We had Toby back then. Then we developed, we switched it with Billy. We made Billy a crazy science guy, like a crazy geeky person. And, we even gave him like a little helper called Sparks. And finally, we got to Gore, where, we made New Gore. New Gore was funnier. He was chubby. He was fun. And we gave him like Napoleon complex. We made his army to be his slaves basically, and it was fun. It was great. So we even developed the spaceships. Spaceships were cool, and we went back to the presentation. So we presented that. Then we got a call a few days later saying, "Hey, this is great. We love Gore, but we want to play around with the other characters a little bit more. We want to bring them even younger, make them for, age 5+. Like, okay, It's always like that when money people come in, right? So that's nothing new. And then back to work, right? After we finished, we got our final characters. We got Zoe, we gave her purpose, and we found what the bracelet is actually about, what she's going to use it, what's the weapon, how is she going to hide from Gore, she's going to use the disguises, and so on and so on. We played around with her character, developed a little bit about the expressions, the stuff, so that we can make it nicer and give us a little better view of how the character will perform. We switched the crazy scientist Billy into Quigley. She's her best friend, and she's a techie guy now, techie girl, sorry, and everything that is technology. She's the one. We added one more person to the group called Rock. There was a background story for Rock. We never used it. It was how he became strong in Buffy, and that was because one summer he went on a summer camp and came back with, buffed basically, like in his teenage years. But it was just a story for us that we never told. But he's there, and it was part of a group. We got our final Olav. So it's a funny how we got to do, how we named them. In Macedonian, Olav is, cuckoo. So, but we said, hey, nobody would notice because it's going to be in English. So, it will be just a name. It's funny. So we named him Olav, and we got our final one. We had so much fun with him, and we gave him a pet. So we gave him Smoosh. Smoosh is a alien, six-legged cat dog, something with 3 tails and antennas, and it was so much fun. And that means we got our group. This was our final. Everybody was happy, and we were ready to go in production. And 2001, March, we started developing the show, not developing, sorry, went in production. And we did 26 episodes, 22 minutes long, a full season, and I'm just gonna play the opening sequence because it's the, you know, there we go.
I was a normal girl before my dad went missing. Then his alien partner appeared.
You've got to save the galaxy. There's a madman boy, you see. You've got to stop him now.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm just a kid. Why me? And how?
See that bracelet from your dad? It's got secret powers.
What's that?
If Gore should get it, that's the key. To set my evil army free.
I'll gather my friends and I'm ready to go.
Now you're Agent 203. Go and protect our home.
And that show was distributed in over 50 countries, translated into 50 plus languages, I guess. And I guess the message behind this is you never know. There's no formula for what will work. So stick with what you want to do and just enjoy, I guess. So, thank you.